Hello guys and welcome to IDF Krav Maga training channel. Today I have here ITAY GIL from the Yamam unit, and we will show you a gun disarm from the front.
Thank you, Alex, for having me again. Just to let you know, we will demonstrate and talk about gun defense that we've been requested so many times again and again to explain and break down, in my version, the reality of a gun threat. And for this purpose, we are going to be using a blue gun, simunition, for those who understand what it is. I will demonstrate so you guys can see. I have here a round for simunition. It's real gunpowder. It has a soft projectile at the end with paint inside. It uses real magazines. So technically, you are using everything pretty much the same. The velocity of the round is relatively high. It's not a real round, it's not lethal, but it will hurt the skin if you take a round. And many years ago, I started training civilians that want to learn real good and realistic combat, what I call combat at zero, a higher level of version, in my version, for the Krav, because when confrontation is at close proximity, very violent, very aggressive, and I will demonstrate in a minute. First of all, I'm going to shoot Alex. He's going to put some protective gear. And so you get to understand the philosophy of what a gun can do. If you're not an expert on gun, listen to this one. Okay guys, so I am with protective gear with goggles. Alex is wearing full vest for safety and a motorcycle helmet. We'll discuss that as well. I'm going to explain the most serious thing, that the gun has an advantage if it's in the hands of someone who knows what to do with it. Can we always defend ourselves from a gun threat? So let's be clear and straight the line. If someone wants to kill you with intent, he has a gun in his hand and it's loaded with a bullet in the chamber. I now have a round inside the chamber and I want to kill someone with element of surprise, or point at someone, even talk to him, but controlling from a distance, as you can see, Alex can probably not do any kind of self-defense in any move. So I can use my hand near my ribs, near my pelvic, really, and keep him away. Can he do self-defense in these conditions? This would be extremely, extremely rare, near impossible in my experience. But if I just want to come and kill someone, I'm walking up, 2 rounds, center of mass, and you're done. Krav Maga does not work at all times. So let's be honest. When does Krav Maga work? This is what I'm going to teach you. If you were under a threat, and I'll explain the conditions. Get ready. Okay guys, we're back. Get ready for some reality. As I explained, we use simunition to measure the outcome. If you fail in training, you will be shot. So for people that unfortunately don't have the liberty and the access to this kind of guns, using a rubber gun or a plastic gun to replace, it will never give you the same sense of stress and performance under pressure. How would I react when someone is pointing a gun at me? Now, as I explained, if I want someone dead, I shoot him from the front, from the back. Criminals do this all the time. Come with a motorcycle, 2-3 rounds, bam, bam, game over. Doesn't matter what style of any martial art or self-defense you claim you know. It doesn't matter if you're a high rank in the service or low rank or nobody. We're all humans and we will suffer the same consequences. So that's the end of the discussion about shooting someone from a distance with element of surprise. There is no self-defense. When is there a moment to do self-defense? And that's what I'm going to discuss, to be logical and realistic. Many conditions have to happen. One of the main ones is he doesn't want to kill you, at least not immediately, and there's a window, there's an opportunity that you may have a few seconds or some small moments. It's captivity, it's a robbery, it's a home invasion, someone's taking you by force, and the gun is pointing at you at a relatively close and reasonable distance. Of course, it can be from many angles. That's the main matters that have to really happen in a realistic condition for someone to disarm the gun. So if the gun is far away from Aleks, can you reach my gun? This would cause an extreme limitation and a very bad reaction for Aleks, because if I get pissed off, I'm just going to release 2 rounds, as you saw. High velocity, center of mass, he will be seriously injured or die. If the gun is close and I'm touching Aleks, I can feel his body. Any movement I can feel. So when he wants to reach for the gun, I may retract my arm.
Wait, copies. Give me the copies. Okay, I will. Okay. What do you want? Copies. I can hear. Copies. Okay. Which pocket? Wait. Here, I think. Which pocket? Here. Okay, get it out. Okay, here we go.
So a lot of things happen in this situation. I may be a bully criminal, want to rob someone, and the gun is not static, because many people in this industry teach and demonstrate when the gun is static. I call this the Pinocchio syndrome. Not my cup of tea. To teach in a laboratory environment is okay, just the basic mechanics, how to take the gun away. That's not the argument. The argument is, do you get also to practice real conditions? So let me share with you what are real conditions. Real conditions are when I'm an asshole, I'm pushing Aleks. You fuck, put your hands down, you fuck.
Okay.
What you fucking looking at me, huh? Turn around.
Okay.
Don't move. Where's your money?
Here.
Come over here. Don't fuck. You hear me? You don't fucking move, right? Where's your money?
Here I have money.
Where's your money? Put your hands down. You're gonna try your kung fu shit? So here you go. You got 5, 7, 10 seconds of me behaving as a crazy psychopath, and I'm moving with the gun at all dimensions, and I'm turning him around. I'm searching his pockets. I'm a criminal. I want money, and I want it fast. I need my cocaine. I need my drugs. This may be one of the scenarios. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the only one. And it may come in many forms. And the problem is, if I wanted to train someone to perform under this extreme scenario, it will require sets of skills that, first of all, if you did decide to try to disarm the guy with a gun and he's moving, what sets of skills would I need to possess? So let's talk about biomechanics. When Aleks is aiming at me the gun, listen carefully. Anytime I'm going to try to do any form of Krav to reach out to the barrel.
So the classic technique of the Krav Maga, this one, right?
Yes. So this can be done in a laboratory environment. If I reach, you will always have an indication, because the gun is an extension of your arm. You're going to feel what we call, almost a neurological sensation. Your muscles are going to say, hey, he wants to take my gun. So when I touch, they're going to retract, and the penalty is heavy. In theory, everybody says, I'm going to bend the gun and push it here and hit the guy many times. I disagree on this, because you have this hand to fight me in the face and punch me and push me. You're even turning around, and there you go. So you may be in the line of fire. Will the gun have a jam? Do I want to gamble on that? I don't know. If it's a revolver with a drum, it's a different thing. It doesn't work on gas, and that's another discussion. So when I'm reaching for the gun, this form, with all the greatest techniques, I go in, I strike, and I want to reach out and disarm. I've been doing this techniques many years ago in the early 80s. But I started thinking, what happens when the guy is aggressive? And it was not realistic enough for me, this type of solution. As a member of the counter-terror team, major in the military, we train a lot of high-risk guys, and I needed to find a solution to save many men's lives, and also civilians. Some countries have less violence, some countries have more violence. If it's not from guns, it's from knives. And I want to talk about the biomechanics required, hopefully, to overcome this type of threat. So let's talk about it. When he's pointing the gun at me, I decided years ago not to touch the gun anymore, but to control the wrist, deflect. So I'm playing submissive. Hey, what do you want? My money's over here. And I break inside, and now I can side kick, I can strike with the gun, tap rack, and I'm ready to operate.
One more time.
One more time, take a close look. When Aleks is pointing at me, I'm deflecting with the open hand, with my thumb above his wrist. I'm deflecting and I'm diving in. The reason I did this because I know humans have a reaction to retract the muscles. So if I'm just touching or touching, his first automatic reaction, almost like an instant, I'm touching. So you staying static with your feet, not moving forward into his movement, you will suffer the consequences. When Aleks is pointing at me, I'm deflecting and bursting sideways with my trapezius muscles, the neck and the shoulder, and I dive deep down into his wrist. I'm here. Now if Aleks turn around, if you can see me, my neck is here, controlling the fist. What this does, it puts all my mass and my weight on his wrist. His bicep is not strong enough to pull it. If he strikes me with the other hand, I'll absorb the punishment because I'm in the process of saving my life from the gun that has a bullet in the chamber. So mathematical calculation, the gun is a higher risk priority than his punching. So I am here with the palm of my hand, I'm coming underneath. And now I am breaking with the whole body, all the way up. Striking with the gun, striking to the cup, striking in the face, tap, rack. You need to know you have a bullet in the chamber. Maybe he has more friends that want to come and get you with a knife, with an object, with a metal pipe. Do you know how to operate the gun in a safe environment? Doesn't mean you need to shoot, but you want to make sure you got a round in the chamber if you need it to defend your life or your family. Let's go over it again. Problem number 2. Aleks is moving. So when I want to reach for the gun, and now, he's controlling me. Yeah, impossible. We've tested this thousands of times with simunition. On video, 99% of people fail because there's one small problem. They don't manage to do the right timing at the right moment. So I'm not just teaching you how to disarm the gun, I'm teaching you when to disarm the gun. So when Aleks is far away, I know, logical person knows this would be near impossible. If you try to do any type of, fancy maneuvers, difficult. When Aleks is extending his hand up, and again, strike, step away and use the gun. So the main goal is win. Now let's talk about win in slow motion. I know that no person on the planet can travel 2 directions at the same time. I observed thousands of hours of video and I looked, why do people fail? And the reason is if Aleks is putting the gun here and I'm doing a mechanical movement, Aleks observes with his eyes and says, hey, this guy, he wants to take my gun away. I want to touch, yeah. But when he's far away and he's extending the hand, he's traveling forward, he does not anticipate me bursting into his motion. I use the word bursting. I've been doing it 30 years, probably even more. So when he's, hey man, what do you want? Look where my elbow is. Here, I'm traveling this way, not staying static so he can punch me or grab me. I'm moving away from the threat. Striking, stepping away, and I'm using the gun to protect myself from a distance.
What the fuck's going on? Hey, why are you coming into my space? That's my space. No, that's my space. You understand?
No.
You understand that?
You don't
understand that? Shit you in the face. You understand that? Okay? No, I don't.
Oh, nice.
Okay, over there. Okay, over there.
Amen.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Now we got my finger.
Did I?
Technique number 2. Not all directions of the gun disarm will be the same angle. You don't always get what you want. So I may have to learn how to operate from the other side. So take a look. I'm operating, the first one we did was from the inside, the other one will be from the outside. But look at my body language and what I'm doing. He is threatening me relatively close proximity. And look what I'm doing. I'm passing over with my elbow. That's the change. If in the past people were doing this type of things and you say, oh, you'll struggle and he'll beat you at it. But when I'm over here, hey man, what do you want from me?
Give the money.
And I'm overpassing with element of surprise, digging in very deep with my elbow inside to his biceps. Now take a look at the mechanics. I'm not even holding the gun. You try to pull. It would be near impossible because I'm putting my straight bone inside. If it's outside, you're done. So the main key to succeed in this angle is, hey man, what do you want? Oops. Yep.
Not possible.
And over here. Yep. So a lot of force on the wrist. I'm not doing classical jiu-jitsu on his wrist. I'm using the gun that he doesn't want to let go. That's why it bends his wrist. So one more time, slow motion. I am here, body language. Look at my position of my hands. That's the key to success. I'm almost ready to wrap around. Hey man, calm down. Dialogue up. I dive in. Oh, from here. Now he knows I'm laying pressure in my mass, my weight. Yep. Take the gun away, smash him in the face.
Myself.
Tap rack, and get him.
Get the fuck down now! Get over there! Get you get the fuck down over there! Alright, you go, put your head over here. Fucking down there. Actually, I want you over there. Over there, right now. Over there, go. Over there. Over there. Over there. No, over there. Over there. Where the white flag is, the fuck. Get over there now. Get on the fucking table. Whoa!
Well, Itai, but what about the head if I'm here with a gun?
Well, it's the same behavior because if you're moving, and who says it's just going to be to this radius of the head? So you're here, you're going to go around, you're going to go up. At the end of the day, the idea is to create a lot of training with a negative outcome. So the student learns the technique, how to do it, but he also learns when to do it. Most people never talk about when, the moment, that second that you feel, I've done so many repetitions, my body remembers it almost like an instinct. You don't need to think, oh, what do I do now at this angle? So we train people when the gun, if I may, when the gun is moving around and moving back and forward, so you're dealing with multiple locations where the gun is pointed at. The surface of the face, the skull from the side. I'm turning around, hey, move. Turn around. I'm slapping you, I'm pushing you. Don't move. I'm even touching the hands. I'm creating so much stress. So if you try to reach with that up, you see, limited. If I'm touching here, if he tries to reach, it's limited. It's only when I'm coming close. Yep. Take a look, turn around, let them have a look at that. Was beautiful. So I want to pull. It's impossible. You're so massive and heavy. Even if I hit you in the head, you see what he's doing? He's defending his face. He's going to take a blow. Yep. And smash me. So this gun defense is probably the ultimate, where you have a full control achieved. But again, practice the timing. Talking about the head again, it's the same formula. When he's pointing at the head, I only made one change. Back in the day when I was very young, we were doing something like deflecting the gun up, kicking to the groin, and breaking the gun down. I was not happy with it some years later, and I said there's got to be a different way, because with simunition, we got shot.
And a four there.
So when Alex is holding the gun, and I am here, and he wants to pull the gun, you fall in front of the barrel, and you take a round. So I said, can I do the same biomechanics when he's pointing that gun up, move away, same grip that everybody knows in Krav. I'm not changing the grip. The grip is great, but I'm forcing the gun forward when I'm moving away into his sternum. So two things need to happen. His hand is far away. I can't do nothing.
Give him the money.
I'm deflecting up, but look, I'm pushing the barrel and the slide forward, and I'm not in the same line. I'm not in front. I'm on the side, and I'm forcing it into it. Oh yeah, it is so powerful. So from here, I can strike. If you had a motorcycle helmet, I'd smash him in the face. So can I do this technique when it's pointing at me? One, and just move. So I'm stepping in with all my body mass.
This is a slow motion.
I'm stepping in with all my body mass. One, and I'm leaning forward. You can feel that. It's so bad, huh? So that's the technique, guys. Just a small tweak in the technique that makes all the difference. If you think you're going to disarm the gun and stay static with your feet, you got it wrong. I don't really care if you do the gun technique from this side, or you just go up, although I prefer side. Choose a side and burst in. But move with your legs. Move with the body forward. Don't stay static. This will prevent him, because if you're static, this is what's going to happen. You're going to give it up. But when you try to pull now, see, it's not letting you. You just can't, huh? And with just two fingers, once the wrist is in the wrong angle, you can't take the gun away. So here you go, guys. Thread to the head, same family of problems.
Okay, guys, please push the like button, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
See you guys.